First of all, very good morning, and thanks everyone for taking your time out and joining this session. It is a great pleasure for me to welcome you all for this webinar on behalf of AWS and our partner Rapyder. So, for the today's sessions, what is the agenda? What we will do is that it is focused on AWS has a lot of programs, and one of the program is AWS LIFT. This is a very program which is very close to my heart because it has helped a lot of our customers across the world to adopt this program and start their cloud journey. With this program, you can start as less as $1 and start your cloud journey in a very risk-free manner. And I will say in a very cost-effective manner when you come to the cost. So today, what we have set the agenda is that, and also thanks to our partner Rapyder for hosting it for all of us. So today, what we will do is that we have with us Mira. Mira is a strategic program lead. She across Asia Pacific, and she is heading this LIFT program. So we will hear from Mira details about the LIFT program. What are the criteria to qualify for this program? What benefits you can get out of this program, and how we can take it forward. After that, it will be followed by Deepti. She is a senior solution architect working across customers in India, helping in their complex to use cases and also to help them start their cloud journey also. So she will go through various use cases that how you can use cloud and how it will benefit it. And we have tried that we'll go by use case because then it will give you a sense how you can adopt cloud very quickly. After that, it will be followed by Atik. Atik will take you through why a partner is important and what Rapyder as a partner will add value. See, in terms of Rapyder, they started in 2017 and they are one of our fastest growing cloud partner. And they have done a lot of complex use cases with customer, be it small to be it a very large organizations. They are MSP partners. So they will help you and they will present to you that what value that they bring to the table along with AWS, so that you can use various programs like lifts and various use cases that Deepti will take you through. And jointly, you can start the cloud journey and also progress in your cloud journey. And we have Anupa also with us. Anupa is the account manager. He manages customers across south of India, cutting across Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Telangana, Andhra. So after these sessions of Meera, Deepti, Atik, there will be a Q&A sessions for all of you, where we will be very happy and eager to answer as your questions, so that it gives a clarity to you how to use this program, what to get out of this program, and also the various use cases which you can use to adopt your cloud journey. So that is the agenda that we want to keep. And thanks to all of you for taking your time out on a Friday and joining us. So in between, Tala will post some questions so that we can also understand that what you are wanting from us, so that accordingly, Meera, Deepti, Atik can present to you. Also, we will be answering your questions, but still we wanted to find out that what level of understanding you have or how we wanted to adopt the things. So Atik will, Tala will keep on posting some questions in between our sessions. So as Meera, and thanks Meera for taking your time out of a busy schedule. And so Meera will run you through the details of the LIFT program, how it is structured, how it will help you. So I will hand it over to Meera. Before that, I think Tala will post some questions you can answer. In the meantime, Meera will take us to the details of the LIFT program, followed by Deepti. Anand. Thanks. The questions will come on your screen. You guys can answer. I hope everyone is getting the question on the screen because I can see it on my screen. Tala, can we go for Mira's session now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks.
So,
Thanks. Over to you, Mira.
sure. Allow me a minute to share my screen and let me know once you can see my screen.
Surely. It's still not visible.
Is it visible? Can you see the deck?
Yes. Yeah. We can see that.
Okay. First of all, thank you, Rapyder, for giving me this opportunity to speak to your customers and partners. It's a great opportunity, and I look forward to walking you through the LIFT program, the genesis, and what it is that we are hoping to add as a value in a customer's greenfield journey. Can you guys see the whole screen, or is it blocking? Yeah, I think now it's fine. All right.
Yeah.
So I want to spend 2 minutes on the genesis of how this program began 2 years ago. We went to the drawing board, spoke to AWS sales teams and customers who work with customers who are very new to the cloud journey to say, what is it that we need to do to make a difference in the customer experience? What are the customers asking for, and what are the top key inhibitors that you see when it comes to new cloud adoption? That is when our overwhelming evidence of feedback that we categorized into a couple of categories, right? One is unpredictable cost. For a customer or for a new company who is used to using on-premise, for whom cash flow is something that's very critical, right? Working capital for you to grow your business. There is a certain amount of fear in terms of what if I adopt a pay-as-you-go version of a platform? And what if I am not able to control the costs? Is my business geared up to it? The other issue that a lot of companies expressed was the fear about security. While we know that we have a shared responsibility model that we very thoroughly follow in AWS, for a company who has not experimented with cloud at all, it was not very easy or intuitive to comprehend what part of security are they responsible for, what happens and who is accountable if something goes wrong with the data. And the third was, because of these things, they cannot just take a forward looking big decision at one go. And there is a certain fear of commitment. And if we expect somebody to sign on a dotted line when these issues are troubling them, it's not a reasonable thing to do. So they did have a fear of making any commitment, but they are eager to try out because cloud is the way to go. And we as a market know that that is something that we need to adopt if we need to grow as a business. And finally, even if a customer or a company wants to adopt cloud, they were often not sure, how do I get started? Do I do some trainings? Are my people ready for it? What kind of change management should I think about in an organization from a culture standpoint, from a financial planning standpoint, from a governance standpoint, from a training and development standpoint? These are so many moving parts that a customer could not just take a forward-looking plunge just because we say that cloud is great and we are able to show a lot of value proposition, which is why the overwhelming consensus was, how do we make the customer comfortable in using cloud, understand what are the benefits, what do they need to learn in the process, and then be comfortable enough to take a big business decision of incorporating cloud in their digital transformation journey, right? And that is where AWS wanted to help. What did AWS do? We wanted to build a unique offer that customers who are new to cloud can adopt, which can alleviate the cost uncertainty, allow customers to experiment with small workloads. And while you experiment, you also can imagine, right? Okay, if I tried use case A, maybe I can try use case B or C. And while I do this, I have access to the AWS partner network, Rapyder in this case, who have the capabilities to be your trusted advisor in the process and say, okay, this is how you get started. This is where I can step in and support you, allow you to get your teams trained, and then also fill that gap so that it can help you plan in a better way, right? And that is extremely important, because when you have a partner like this who has that capability, who has been in many cases, difficult situations, complex situations, they can actually give you a heads up as to what you need to watch out. And that changes the entire experience of customer on cloud, right? And that is what we wanted to do with AWS LIFT. So in short, as a result of that, we created a very unique offer, which was a 12-month journey where we said, customer, please come, sign up for this program. We will give you $750 as soon as you start billing your first dollar on cloud. Use that to experiment. And as you feel comfortable, take it step by step, right? Work with our partner, keep ramping your usage. And as you ramp the usage, our investment on you will also increase. The only caveat is let's bring urgency in the matters and use a 12-month window to experiment, learn, and improve so that by the end of 12 months, you are comfortable enough to know what it means to get your company into a cloud first company, right? And in that 12-month, we understand there will be times when you may not be able to control the cost to the T. There may be times where you just need to try out 2 3 workloads, but you're not yet sure if that's the right one to go by, which is fine. That is where the AWS Lift credits will keep offsetting some portion of your costs so that your costs are a little more stable and predictable. Mind you, this is not a free program. The objective is not to just give 12 months of credits as free, but make sure that all the concerns that you have in terms of unpredictability in cost can be accounted for and can be eased for a customer so that you can plan and experiment cloud in a diligent manner. So if you see the screen, this is how the construct of Lift looks like, right? There are 7 tiers in all. As soon as a customer gets accepted into the Lift program, we will send them an email and we will also activate or inform our partner in this case saying your customer has signed up for the program. Looks like they are ready to have that conversation about their first steps on cloud. The partner will work with you. They will talk to you about doing an IT assessment because that's a good way to get the conversation started, understand your infrastructure landscape, what are your business problems, and then advise you on what are the first A, B, C steps to take. As you start your first few steps, you will bill your first dollar on the platform. And when you bill your first dollar on the platform, the customer unlocks the tier 1 credits, which means we will issue $750 for the customer to continue the experiment on cloud. We do not require any commitment. There is no complicated application that you need to do. Just submit, make a registration. We are watching the customer. We will keep tracking your usage. And as soon as you do $1, we will be issuing you credits in the next month. This helps you to manage the risk in the subsequent month. And it's very simple, right? Next month, you will automatically see this credit into your account. So there is no admin overhead that you need to worry about. Now, as you scale further and you cross a $500 usage or a $1,000 usage, we will keep looking at how your credit usage is. And we will check 2 things. Is your credit completely utilized? And have you increased your usage to meet the next year? If the answer to both is yes, we will issue the next tranche of credits, which in this case would be, say, $1,000. Then you can continue on this journey and you can keep trying new use cases. And if you reach $1,000 and you're already exhausting the previous 1,000, we will issue another $1,750. So think about it. It's like a gamified version where as you keep scaling up, our investments and you in you or the customer is commensurate to that, right? So we are never letting you off the hook and saying, oh, now we do not care about how your costing will look like. We are here to offset your costs from time to time. This looks interesting, but it would be interesting the first question that a lot of customers ask me is, okay, so how do I get started? What do I need to do, or how do I know that I can get this offer? So like I spoke about in the first few slides, this is designed for customers who are new to their cloud journey. Because once you are very familiar with your cloud journey, which I hope you will be after 12 months in the program, we have a lot of other programs such as Map Lite, Map, and many other offers that are more suited for a matured customer. But if you're very new and you really want this no commitment, high reward way of engaging with AWS, you should be a customer who's new. How do we define new? If your usage on AWS monthly billing is less than $750 per month, and if you have previously not been using any of our credit programs, in that case, you are an eligible customer for Lift. The other few things that we do check is that we check if the customer is on Activate program, or if the email and the domain that we ask the customer, all of the data is correct. And public sector companies. These are the things that we do exclude from the eligibility. But as a broader message, what I'm trying to say is, as long as you are less than $750 and you have not been using any credits from AWS historically, you're good to go to sign up and be a part of Lift. Now, just to make sure that I reiterate this, right? I showed you the tiered structure. You reach 500, you get 1,000. You reach $1,000 usage monthly, you get 1,750. You reach 2,000, you get 3,500. If in the 12-month journey you reach $25,000 monthly usage, you can unlock 50,000. So the possibility or the potential of getting credits for you in a 12-month period is as high as $83,500. But to do that, and to make sure that you know when to accept the credits, it's very important to understand what does it mean to unlock a tier. Very simply put, in a current month, say we are sitting in December, you have deployed a workload and you have increased the AWS usage. There are two things we'll check. Have you as a customer met the usage criteria, which is in this case 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, and have you exhausted the credits that was previously issued? If the answer to both of these is yes, then you have unlocked the next year. Once you unlock the next year, it is in the next month that the credit will get issued into your account. So very simply put, assume that you are unlocking your tier in the month of December. You should expect the credits to go into your AWS account in the month of Jan. Now, this is a simple example that I wanted to show you of a 12-month journey of a customer where how does Lyft offset the cost, right? The graph will have a lot of details, but the broader message is assume that this is how you have ramped up on Lyft. The blue line shows how you have consistently scaled up in your usage. But you will notice that from time to time, AWS Lyft is investing and issuing credits to you, which means the orange line is how your bill will look like. So say you, in a nutshell, in a 12-month period when you were experimenting and kind of trying to dabble with cloud, you had a total usage of $131. You will end up receiving $83,500 of credits, and the overall outflow of cash from you would be around $48,000. That is the extent to which we can optimize and offset your cost when you are scaling up on the program. Now, these are actually, it's been 2 years on Lyft, and I am very happy whenever I read about a success story or I speak to a customer and understand how Lyft really solved a big problem for them, right? When they were too scared to make a commitment, how did they even choose to get started? But these are three stories or three common use cases of my favorite stories that I wanted to share with you. One is an e-commerce company which is based out of India. They're a B2B large e-commerce company, and they have a lot of language websites in multiple languages, right? And what they wanted to do was they wanted to use AWS services, our transcribe services, to account for all these different vernacular languages. And every new language means we are reaching out to a different audience in India, right? And their strategy was to expand this customer base with as many vernacular websites as possible. Now, you can imagine this use case. As soon as you're parsing a website to change it into a different language, it's like a big spike in your usage, pretty unpredictable. And they evaluated a lot of technologies in the market. They evaluated a lot of programs in the market, but then eventually they settled to the fact that given the unpredictability of this load, and given what I have in mind as something that will spike 1 month, then may not spike the next second month, they chose Lyft as the offer with which they translated around 2 billion characters over a period of a couple of months. Another example I wanted to talk to you was an it's an agri-tech company. Now, this company provides solutions to automate a large amount of data so that companies who are related to agriculture, they have to rely and they have to report a lot of regulatory data to the customer. Now, either the company can hire 5 people and just sit and, crunch all this information, provide everything to be compliant, or they can use this tool to automate it. Now, the company had very aggressive goal in terms of growth. And with that, and a move to go to cloud from on-premise, they were very concerned that they will not be able to dabble with both things. Should I grow my business or should I worry about managing my cloud? And that is when they thought, okay, my priority is I want to grow my business. Let me start off with Lyft. They chose AWS and then they sign up for AWS Lift, so that when they are trying their aggressive growth strategy, Lift is there to offset some of the blow that they had when they were trying to adopt cloud. The third one is a very interesting story about a Gen AI company. Now, this company actually creates personalized movies for people. And when they wanted to scale this, because the usage of Gen AI has exploded so dramatically that they were not able to cater to the demands very suddenly. And they decided, okay, should I just invest more into CapEx and on-premise, or should I try some other technology? And they had a high GPU requirement for their Gen AI and analytics leads. Our sales team went and told them about Lyft. They worked with AWS Lyft and they are extremely happy, right? Within 2 months, they completely moved all their product solutions and all their AI stack to AWS, and they still have 12 months to go on AWS Lyft. These are three very interesting use cases. Every business is unique. I think I have my colleagues talking to you about different use cases as well to get started. But think about it. The emerging trends are you don't have to make any commitment. You're really not sure what you're getting into, but you have other priorities like growing your business or better customer experience or maybe opening a new business line. That is when AWS Lift comes in handy for a 12-month period. What are the top three things I would like you to take away? Like I said a few times, there is no commitment required. All you need to do is go to the AWS Lift website and register. We generally will get back to you within 5 to 7 days with the status, right? We will evaluate your eligibility and let you know either ways, whether you're selected or no. As soon as you spend your first dollar, next month we will issue the $750 to you, and you will get a 12-month window to keep ramping up. And like I said, do note that you will get the credits in your account only in the next month. And that's very important for you to make note of so that you can plan your cash flows accordingly. After the webinar, one of the action items I would suggest, if you're interested, is to sign up on the link that we will be sharing with you later. You can spend $1 and get the money, and we will be in touch with you to advise you on what are the next ways to get started. Thank you very much for listening in, and I will be online in case you have any further questions as well.
Hey, thanks, Meera, for the nice presentation. Mohammed, if you can post up the questions in between once Deepti takes over. And Meera, you will be there for the Q&A sessions. So if you have any questions in the Q&A session, all of us will take your questions and clarify if you have any doubts. So we will move to Deepti's presentation. Deepti, once you are ready with the use cases and the presentation,
Sure.
over to you.
Just give me a second. I'll just share my screen.
Yeah, once it is done, I will tell you.
Let me know if my screen is up.
No, full screen is not coming. Deepti. Full screen has not come. It is just showing in a small A, and the notes are coming on the side.
Okay. Let me just share again.
Yeah, please. Yes, Deepti. Now it is.
Okay. So shall I start, or are we waiting for the poll to be completed?
Poll is over. You can please start.
Okay, great. So thank you everyone, first of all, for joining us today. And my name is Deepti Chuk. I'm working as a Senior Partner Success Solution Architect with AWS. And I come with a lot of experience in the application development and like application architecting background from my previous company, which was Accenture. And then I moved to the pre-sale solution architect role. So before I start, I always ask this question to our customers, right? What comes to your mind when you think about AWS? And most of the time I get a response that it's like a server on cloud, right? And as we have seen in the Mira's presentation, right, there are a lot of use cases and there are a lot of potential success stories which we are seeing on AWS, specifically for the SMB customers as well. So it's no longer being a serverless expert. I can tell you it's no longer just the server on cloud. So I'll just walk you through a lot of use cases which we are building for our SMB for all the customers on AWS. So I don't have a fancy slides today, but I just wanted to give you the glimpse of the use cases that can be built on cloud. And the first use case I'll talk about, which is the most common use case, which is application and website hosting, which we see it's a very common requirement for most of our customers, whether it's like a static website or it's like a dynamic website. You can basically leverage our AWS services to build those solutions on AWS. So AWS provide like variety of services under this space. Like you can go for the infrastructure related services, which is our EC2, which is a server on AWS, right? From this to the managed services, where you don't have to worry about the infrastructure. You are just taking control of your application and your application configuration. So for that, you can use our services like Amplify hosting, with just on a command, it will just deploy the application and you don't need to worry about the server at all. So lot of our successful case studies from the SMB segment, right? I have seen the case study from the Miles Web, which is one of the SMB customers. What they have done is like they have hosted all their, they have multiple customers for which they are hosting the WordPress sites or the Drupal or the these kind of websites. They were initially hosting on premises. Now they have been using our container services. They have been using our light sail service, which is a bundled offering kind of solution, to deploy these applications on AWS and save the customer money, right? And these services are like the light sail offering I was talking about. They start as low as like 3.5 USD for the Linux based instances, right? So that is how the first use case I just talked about the application and website hosting. The second use case which I wanted to discuss was the file storage and the document management system. Our customers like Capital Food, right? So they are basically using AWS to store their data on cloud. That basically can provide your application or your servers access to the data through the shared file systems, and which can basically you don't need to worry about your data storage needs. Like you don't have to buy new servers, or you don't have to buy new storage, but you can basically just use AWS and extend your storage and extend your capacity to the amount you need, right? And you can then shrink if you don't need that much storage. So that is also one of the use case which we are seeing a lot of companies like who are developing the web serving application, who are doing the content management related things, who are basically providing the media and entertainment storage solutions. So all these solutions we are seeing, and we have services like our S3, which is our simple storage service. We have services like EFS, FSX, which can basically, based on your use case, we can build that solution across these services. Then the third use case, which I feel is the most cost-effective solution on AWS, is the disaster recovery, backup, and archival solution. So just to give you a glimpse of, right, when I joined AWS like 1.5 years back, it was there were like 26 regions which were there on where we had the data centers and all. And now if you see, we have like 32 launch regions. So like within 1.5 year of span, we have like 6 new addition of the regions. Earlier in India, we had only like one region, which was the Mumbai region. And last year we launched the Hyderabad region. So this basically expand our disaster recovery solutions, which can be implemented on AWS. And the best part is because DR is something where you will do the drill activities. I mean, if you are not doing an active kind of DR setup, so you will be doing a kind of drill activities, which will be once in a month, right? And you don't want to pay for the complete DR setup. So that is, I think, one of the cost-effective solution, and it can range from just having a backup on cloud to having the active solution on AWS. And we have a lot of services like Elastic Disaster Recovery service. We have a service like AWS Backup. You can replicate the EBS volumes, like which will be the storage with your servers, right? All these being backuped in AWS without you managing anything on your own. Then the next, I think Meera also flashed one of the use case, which was related to the e-commerce, right? And being a shopping freak, I mean, this is one of the use case I see a lot in like the online shopping portals as well, right? Because now the needs of the online shopping experiences also have been changed. People no longer just want to see the product catalog and go through that. They want to see like what products interest to them. So you might have seen on the shopping portals, like where you see the products which are basically mapping to your needs. So that is basically the personalized experience you get on these shopping websites, right? And we have a successful case studies like Body Shop India, right? Who have been using AWS services to host their either mobile application or their website onto AWS, and then clubbing up with the services like Amazon Personalize, which can basically personalize your shopping experience based on the like whatever you have purchased in the history. So that is also one of the good key use case. And then definitely the content delivery and networking, right? You can build your content delivery and networking solution, where basically you get the broadest and the deepest set of like networking and content delivery services in the world. And you can deliver your application with the data application and the data with the increased security and low latency using our edge networking services. So we have a lot of services like CloudFront, Global Accelerator, Route 53, to name a few under this space, right? Which you can leverage. Then a lot of organizations are now, modernizing their applications. So even even I have seen that journey, because initially we had that high-end .NET based or Java based application. Now we are moving to the microservices based architecture. We are moving to the containerized based architecture. And AWS provide a lot of tools which can help you to modernize your existing application while you are moving to AWS, right? And not only this, you can set up your DevOps pipeline just on a click of a few buttons, right? You don't need to bother about. So just from my experience, like when I was working as an application developer, we had a lot of DevOps team who was working and managing those pipelines. But nowadays, that's no longer needed. I mean, any developer or can set up the initial DevOps pipeline, and then it will be ready to use. So that's how the cloud brings advantage to the DevOps as well. Then security, identity, and compliance, right? We see in AWS, we see security as a job zero, right? So we have a lot of security services, like we have 200 plus AWS services, out of which we have like 150 security features and 30 plus security services across these. And there are a lot of security services like guard duty, inspector, and there are a lot of third-party solutions also built on top of it. We have like fraud detection system, which have been built on AWS. And then there are third-party partners also like Trend Micro, who are building their ISV solutions also related to the security on AWS. So yeah, there are a lot of things which are there on this side as well. And then we say that the data is, the most important thing that's been talked about nowadays, right? And data can be used to drive the creativity. It can basically used to generate the modern insights, right? So these are some of the data related use cases which can basically help you to create some solutions on AWS. So starting from the analytics, which is the data lake solutions, right? So earlier there were like multiple applications. They were having the multiple databases. Some were using the SQL as a backend. Some were using the Oracle as a backend, right? But how to get all these data, which is sitting in silos, together into a one particular format, and then build insights on top of it. That is where our services like S3 Data Lake and all these services can help you to build analytics on top of it through a quick site or through AI/ML and through custom applications once you have the data being into one single repository. Then the customer engagement, right? So nowadays, customer expect you to interact with your companies like 24/7. I mean, whenever I have an issue, I'll just like to talk. I'll just like to take my phone, call that executive and get it fixed, right? But this can be daunting for the SMBs, like with the limited resources. But fortunately, with the power of cloud technology, we'll allow you to keep your customers satisfied by centralizing your either chat service or your email marketing and contact centers. So we have services like Amazon Connect. We have services like Pinpoint, simple email service, which can basically help you to do so. Then the forecasting. So recently, I'm working, that's already completed, but just 1 month back, I was working with one of the customer who was building a forecasting solution. So that's a need of an hour, because nobody want to spend money on wasting the resources, right? So they want to know, like, what is the, based on the historical data and based on the historical trend, what is the forecasting need for any product or any resources. So that's the use case I'm talking about, is about a pharmaceutical company. They basically want to know how much medicines, based on their past experiences, they want to produce more and get more in the stock, and how much is not needed based on their past experiences. So that is how the customers are leveraging our forecasting related solution. And then the most common is the intelligent document processing solution, right? Organizations just want to eliminate the repetitive and time-consuming and manual document processing. So recently, I'm working with a customer who is basically, who is basically getting the inventories or the receipts from the multiple vendors, and then they are analyzing all these receipts through our services text track and club with the comprehend, and then making informed decisions about like what has been selling, what has been non-selling. So those kind of things are also, or the use cases are also we see a lot. Then the final, which is the predictive maintenance, right? Which basically captures the condition of your industrial equipment, so that you can identify the potential breakdown before they impact the production. So a lot of manufacturing companies, they are creating the smart factory solutions through our services like Amazon Lookout for Equipment, using services like IoT device management. So all these services are helping them to build their solutions on AWS. So these were the few use cases. It's not just limited to these much use cases, but yeah, definitely our customers are exploring a lot of use cases on AWS. And I'll just touch upon, I'm not just going into detail because I'm already up on time, but as generative AI has taken a world by storm, right? So when we talk about generative AI, we talk about creating a new content, ideas, which can include your conversations, your stories, your images, videos, and music. And these are powered by like large models. So these are few of the use cases which we see a lot in the generative AI space. Some of the use cases were, already implemented through some of the AI ML services, but some of the use cases are the pure Gen AI use cases which we have implemented on AWS. So yeah, that was all about the use cases I wanted to discuss today.
Thanks, Deepti.
Thank you.
Thanks for the nice presentation and the use cases so that the customer at least can know what to start their cloud journey, because at least they can start with the disaster recovery, the backups, and they can gradually then move to various like e-commerce solutions or GenAI solutions as you have to. Thank you, Dipti. Uh, as the polls are going on, we will request our next presenter, Atik. Hey, hi, Atik.
Hey, hi Ritvik. Hi everyone.
Hi, everyone. So what do you, Atik, for the presentation on how you can help customer along with AWS in their cloud transformation journey?
Sure, Ritvik. Thank you so much. Hi everyone. This is Mohammad Atik. I've been with Rapyder since 4 years and the senior account manager for SMB accounts. So I'll be running through the journey of Rapyder and what Rapyder can offer for you in terms of, right? Please let me know if the screen is visible for you.
Till now, not Atik. Yeah, but it is not full screen. Screen is visible.
Okay. Just is it visible now?
Visible, but not full screen. Oh, now it is full screen. Great.
Yeah. So yeah, I hope everyone can see my screen. So just to give you a brief about what we do, we help startups, SMBs, and enterprises have their cloud journey done, right? When I say cloud journey, it starts right from the consultation and understanding your concerns, your pain areas, and moving you to the cloud slowly by implementing certain services which will definitely help your business to grow, and finally bringing it on to AWS and also managing it. This is what we do on a crisp note. And yeah, our tagline says making cloud work for you, which says we don't just push you to the cloud directly, don't just lift and shift, but we also understand your concerns. And then basis your pain areas, we resolve your issues and make cloud work for you. That's what we do. And moving ahead, so definitely when you're on cloud, you need a partner who's really quick with the solutions and he needs to be really agile, right? So that is Rapyder. We are a 7-year-old organization and we understand AWS much better as we are working since day one with them. And we are a born in cloud partner. So definitely you can rely on us in terms of any changes to be made in your infrastructure. So this is Rapid at a glance. We are ISO certified and we have 500 plus satisfied customers, not just in India, but also globally. We have customers. Till now, we have launched and migrated more than 5,600 VMs with 99% of on-time completion of all our projects. When I say 99% of on-time completion of projects, we give you a certain timeline and we make sure we deliver your project very much on that particular time. We understand you have your own commitments and you need to go live, right? So that's where we come in and we definitely tell you this is the date and we deliver you on that same date. And as I said, we have 185 plus managed services customers, where we are supporting right from a very small industry where the customer is having just 1 or 2 instances to organization where the company has more than 500 instances too. So that is that talks about our managed services. And yeah, as I said, we are managing more than 8,700 VMs by giving 24/7 support. Our NPS stands at 9.1 out of 10, which is good in terms of other partners that you see on. And these are our programs that we run along with AWS and Immersion Day, public sector solution provider, and well-architected partner too. As you can see, there are multiple programs. I'll not take much of your time on that, but yes, you can have a glance on the same. And we have various competencies too. We are an expert in DevOps. So anything related to DevOps will be delivered by us. So these are all the achievements that Rapyder has done so far in terms of certain projects, right? When I say AWS config delivery, we have worked on certain projects and we have achieved these competencies, service delivery competencies. Moving ahead, this is a portfolio of cloud solutions, which says when a customer is not on cloud and when the customer is on cloud, what do we do, right? So I assume many of our customers as of today who has joined the call are not on cloud or on some on-premise or on some physical data centers today, right? So right from there, the cloud journey starts, where we as a partner to AWS come in and talk to you about how can we simplify your cloud journey, right, by giving you a certain idea about how you can move your infrastructure to doing a POC and then finally migrating and also managing it. So that's how we help you out when you're not on AWS. And yeah, definitely once you're on AWS, we will help you with special pricings on the CDN and help you with the cost optimizations regularly and improve your database performance. And definitely security is a concern for any of the organizations, right? So there is something that we can do and according to AWS best practices, what suits best for your organization, we will implement those services for you in terms of security and also build you a DR, as Deepti was talking about the DR and other things, right? So definitely that is an area where we can start as of today, if you would like to. Yeah. And post implementation, as I said, managed services is our core competency too. And we help you with the DevOps as a service, wherein we build the pipelines for you and also manage it. Security as a service, we do that. Next gen managed services covers lengthy number of things, where I'll be covering in the next few slides. And well architected review, definitely, yeah, once you're on AWS, we do this reviews, and to make sure your infrastructure is according to the AWS best practices, we perform this assessment. So this is a migration framework. It has 6 steps, and right from the strategy, as I said, we will help you out with the strategy and prepare a readiness assessment report, wherein we'll share you the migration plan, how your migration should be planned, right? So right from there, we go to the next step, wherein we do a POC and see how your application behaves or how your workloads behave on cloud. And according to that, after the successful POC, we'll do a data migration, and post that we'll do application migration, wherein we'll keep monitoring to make sure things are working well. And finally, we'll do a cloud transition and run and optimize it. And we'll also manage your infrastructure. So this says will not leave your hand after a lift and shift, but will also take care throughout your journey on AWS. So as I said, we are a DevOps competency partner too, and we are very strong in this area. And as you can see, there are 6 steps here too, right? Right from building a CI/CD pipeline for you and automating everything for you, we do that, and we'll also manage everything for you on. So as Deepti and others were presenting about DR, right? So that's a very good initiative when the customer is not on cloud as of today, so that they can try and test it out their DR things on AWS. So this is where we come in, and we help you with the right solutions to be going on the DR. And as you can see, there are steps here too, and then we'll understand your goals and requirement, existing process, and will identify what the threats are, and basis that will analyze, will design the solution for you, and will implement and monitor that for you. These are the on cloud services that we do. As I was saying, well architected review, what do you get out of doing this well architected review, right? So there are multiple partners who do this, but actually what you get out of it, you can build and deploy faster, you can mitigate the risks, you can make the informed decisions. I mean, you can make prior decisions after you do a well-architected review, right? You make you increase your performance, and everything on your infrastructure will be according to AWS best practices, which says your AWS infrastructure is safe. And also, whatever measures will be taken during the activity will make sure your infrastructure is according to the best practices, right? So there's no concern about security or any other things. We do cost optimizations regularly to make sure our customers don't pay more for what they're not using, right? You might have configured a large VM, right? But you don't have to configure that large VM for that small application. So wherein we come and suggest you certain things where you can reduce your cost, and we'll do that for you. Right sizing of the VMs, we'll do a consolidated billings. If you have multiple accounts, we'll do that as a consolidated billing too. And database support, definitely, we do take care of all types of databases, right, from MongoDB, MySQL, and other databases too. And what do we do in that? We do monitoring, tuning, DB backup, maintenance, and we also do regular security audits. As I said, security is a major concern for any of our customers moving to cloud. They might have a lot of thoughts about how things will look like on AWS when they move, right? So that is something wherein we come in and we'll advise you what are the best practices for the security, or what are the open source tools even for the security that you can use. There are and what do we do in that? We protect you from the DDoS. We try to implement WAF for you, and whatever the best security services on AWS are present, we will help you with that. And as I said, DR, again, we do implement DR, we do risk assessments, we conduct regular drills, and we'll also maintain and optimize it. So these are our managed services areas, which I had covered in the previous slides. So it's the same, just a glance for you. What do we do in terms of managed services? We do monitoring, logging, infra automations. You can see a snapshot of our managed services dashboard right here. So we have certain service engineers who are regularly monitoring it, so that we make sure your infrastructure is up and running and there's no risk which is happening. And we take active measures in order to make sure your infrastructure is in the right position. And definitely app modernization is something that many of our customers are looking for as of today, right? They have their legacy applications. How do they put this on cloud will be their main concern, right? They might have been running these applications in some years and now they want to push it to cloud. How do you do that? Is their application capable enough to go to the cloud, or what are the changes to be made? We help you with the app modernization here. Definitely, you can reach out to us and we will advise you the best. Well architected review, as I said, we we have this competency provided by AWS to conduct a well architected review. And what do? We cover 5 to 6 pillars in this, which includes performance, efficiency, operational excellence, reliability, security, and also cost optimization, wherein we spend a couple of hours with you, maybe 1 or 2 days, when we'll take 2 hours each, and then run through the each pillars and make sure we collect the right set of information from you, and we'll advise you what are the things to be remediated, and finally we'll remediate that for you. And we'll also do a rework to make sure everything is according to the best practices. These are our AWS service footprints, wherein we have a strong capabilities in terms of compute, networking, analytics. As Deepti was also mentioning about Gen AI, definitely that is something where every organization is interested in. What do you get once you go ahead with Rapyder? You go to the market faster. Why? That's because we deliver all of your projects on time. We suggest you the right types of tools to be used. We'll also suggest you how you can build your business according to what AWS provides, right? So that is some insights that we can give you. We'll also help you reduce your cost. How do we do that? Once we move your infrastructure to AWS, we'll make sure we reduce your cost significantly. and we'll also tell you what are the other methods wherein you can reduce this cost going forward in your cloud journey. We are a more agile organization. As I said, we are just 7-year old organization, and we have been working with AWS since day one. We understand AWS better, so this is something which adds a lot about our capabilities in terms of how we understand AWS. And we also help you increase your revenues by suggesting you about certain features wherein you can leverage and use them instead of using many other tools which are already outdated in the market. We'll also do a resource optimization with you. So anything related to cloud, I say we are a one-stop shop. You can reach out to us in order to understand how your next step or your cloud journey should look like. So that's a small introduction about me and what Rapyder does. You can definitely reach out to us. You have a contact details. You can reach out to us. Thank you.
Hey, thanks, Atik, for taking us through how Rapyder can help the customers. And as you must have seen that how they provide the managed services, help you in the well architected review, and help you to do various solutions that you may require their support to do it. So together with the partner and AWS, we will try to provide you as much support as possible for adapting you to the cloud journey. So I'll request Mohammed if you can take the question and answers.
Sure.
And Meera, Anupa, Deepti, Karthik, me, all are there. So we'll try to answer as best as possible from our side. If something we are not able to do right across, we'll take it back and come back to you. So team, it is a very good opportunity. Meera is there with us. So anything regarding to the LIFT program, you can directly ask Meera. She can help you out as quickly as possible. And also for the solutioning, Deepti is there.
So, do we have any question and answers from the?
Or else you can also
attendees?
get back to us later. We will always be able to answer you. You can post it to Atik or Tala, and they can get back to us, and we will surely try to answer it to you. If you currently something is not on the top of the head, nothing to worry. You can reach out to us anytime.
I think once the Rapyder team sends you the AWS Lift registration page, that also has the eligibility criteria in the page, so you can have a look in detail.
Thanks all of our customers who have taken the time out to join us. And thanks Mohammed for arranging the thing. And Atik also for the nice presentation. Thanks Meera, thanks Deepti, thanks Anupa for taking that valuable time out and presenting it. And thank you all. Please reach out to Atik and Tala for any registration things. You can then they can direct if any questions are there. Mostly they will be able to help you out. If not, they will reach out to AWS and we, Meera, Deepti, all will help you out together. Thank you all.